Hey, what's up, fellas? How y'all doing? Happy Sabbath at the nighttime again. Praise you, Lord. Nice y'all. It's Malay Delania. Praise you, Lord. And I'm so glad to come back again, practically every Sabbath, to continuously to serve you, Lord, and to get more with the nitty gritty of information. Um, so obviously the subject is what shall we eat, fellas? Part two. Hopefully you guys got some understanding, ideals, to think about changing eating habits, um, and to have a concept of knowing that, like I said last Shabbat, is you know is what causes death on what we eat, right? So on today, we're gonna be dealing with something more technical, something more personal, and we're gonna deal with maybe eating spiritually. So it might be later on tonight, maybe. Um, well, almost tonight up here. Sorry, in Central. So yeah, we're dealing with that. Now you might say, what does that mean, eating spiritually? Well, I'll explain that later today. So we'll go and get into that. So prayerfully, let's make it a good day, a good night with another good teaching of Yahuwah. Also, we want to continue with the physical foods of what we shall eat. I kind of missed out information on crustaceans. I want to get to that. So like I said, we're going to get to the spiritual aspect because, guys, believe it or not, did you all know what we eat does affect our destiny? You say, man, bro, you're going so far out. Yeah, I got you. What we eat determines our destiny. Yeah, determines our future. So let me give you an example. So we have average ages between 50 to 60 that pass away from certain diseases and cancers. Okay, so what's that term? It's short, very short life. Okay, but then we have people that's still alive as we speak. People be like 70, 80, 90, 100 years old and still alive because they decide to eat like people in the scriptures. Does it ring a bell? So the question is, do you all want to live a very long life? Do y'all want to live a very long life, even those who have family currently, those who desire family currently? Do you want to live a long life? Do you want to overcome that situation where you never have to feel you have to collapse in the ground out of nowhere in public? Okay, or collapse in your sleep, you die in your sleep, and you try your best to live, but then you continue to practice eating things you should be eating. Okay, like I said, hopefully, you guys were able to check out the video. I know there's only been 7 to 11 views. I don't know what I said wrong. I was expecting more than that because I agree that that's one of the most important subjects in the world, fellas. Is what we eat. Okay. I know people. Fellas. I know y'all hate vomiting on the toilet. Guess what? If you want to stop vomiting, look at my videos, man. Look at that video. You want to have a healthy stomach, healthy chest, healthy heart, respiratory system. Look at my video from last week. Okay, these restaurants, listen, fellas, they have no interest of us. Okay, listen, they don't have no interest of us. They don't love us. We say, brother, we talking about. I'm explaining because I do want to expose restaurants. Yes, that's right. I want to expose restaurants. Okay, now I understand. Excuse me, that I may say some things, y'all may hate me for it. It's okay, but I'm going to expose some things. I love you all. It's part of the scripture. You should love your neighbor as yourself. Matthew 5:43. We have to learn how to eat, change our eating habits. Like I said, and we got to change our spiritual eating habits too. Praise you, Lord. Father, we want to give you honor and praise on today. We thank you for another video. It's been created right now. You get all the esteem. Father, Yah, we want to give you honor and praise. Father, maybe let this word be spoken out in purity and honor and love, admiration, admonishment. Yahuwah, I'm asking that folks look at these videos will get inspired, Father Yah, and they will understand and that they will repent of their eating ways, especially all distractions. of the devil. In the name of Yahusha, be honor and praise on today. So be it. Okay. So I want to get on, and I think this is connected to Leviticus. And please forgive me because I haven't got too much on the crustaceans. Okay. So yeah, there are, crustaceans, it's looking at like jellyfishes and looking at mollusks. I think that's part of, I don't think it is, but but a lot of people, let me see here, give me a second. Okay. Okay, so a lot of people, or some people, didn't realize that crustaceans, it can have a roach related connection. You say, what? Yeah, I'm literally not making this stuff up. Okay. So let's go look at the list. Okay. Yeah, I was correct. So it's mollusk that's connected, okay, to crustaceans. So it's an arthropod of a large, mainly aquatic group crustacea. Crustaceans such as a crab, lobster, shrimp, or barnacle. Okay, so just look up the lists. Okay. And the sad part is that a lot of people eat these things, and no wonder that many of us, are struggling. We struggle with different types of varieties of diseases of these certain crustaceans that we eat. Okay, and that's a problem. Okay, so all right, just go a little. Okay, there we go. Phone distraction here. Let's see. Let's go back to the beginning. This is a little confusing. Okay, so we got the shrimp, we got brine shrimp, we got water fleas, Daphnia, we got clam shrimp, we got tadpole shrimp, skeleton shrimp, whale lice, gamma reds, sand fleas, hooded shrimp, decapods, robber crabs, red king crabs, mole crabs, we got crayfish, lobsters, crab. Okay, so ghost crabs, pea crabs, swimming crabs, blue crabs, fiddler crab. So these are the crustaceans, and fellas, these are unclean. Okay, these are unclean, and trust me, I used to eat a lot of shrimp myself. Um, I know it tastes very, very good. I know we eat that in our anniversaries, we eat that in our birthdays. Red Lobster, Olive Garden. I know people like to eat with the biscuits, uh, the lobster sauce and all that. I know it feels good. It tastes great. I get it. Okay, so let's look at what they eat, fellas. Look up the what do shrimps eat? Okay, let's look up the basics that we know. Okay, so what do shrimps consume? Okay, shrimps eat. Okay, so it says that shrimps would eat anything. Let that sit in your spirit for a minute. Just drinking my Seagram. Hope y'all don't get mad at me for drinking Seagram. I work too hard every week, fellas. See, I need to understand these brothers need to drink a little wine. What's wrong with that? Okay. Let that sink in for a minute. These things eat anything. I just learned that. My lady just had today as well. We just learned that they eat anything. So when we eating shrimp, we eating anything, fellas. So these are. I learned a long time ago that these things are scavengers, just like the other specific animals that I named last Shabbat. As they grow, they also eat algae, dead living plants and worms. Okay. And then let's look at lobsters. Once again, I wonder why we are struggling. It's wonder why we are dying. We are dying, fellas, because we eat anything. We need to change our eating habits, man. These some doctors can pay. They can pay all their money. We feed the doctors their money. You feed the doctors their money. Okay. What do they eat? Lobsters. Lobsters is nowhere different. Lobsters eat mussels. We know mussels is unclean. Okay, they eat sea urchins. They eat clams. Okay, they also eat their own kind. Lobsters eat lobsters. Okay. They also eat squid. Oh wow. Okay. Let's look up squid. We know squid is unclean. What do squids eat? Okay. Squid mainly eat crustaceans. Oh, that's pretty obvious. They're cannibalistic and they feed on each other when caught in nets. Okay. Now, let's look up mussels. And look up clams. Mussels, MUSSDL, they eat bacteria. Okay. And other small organic particles filter the water column. Okay, so no mussels, no different. Okay. And let's look up clams. Clams are filter feeders. You wonder what they eat? Ooh. Filter feeders. So they probably eat all types of feces or doo-doo. Yeah, off the filters. Imagine that. The fish will take a doo-doo and they eat the fish dookie. What they would name it? Feeders consuming phytoplankton and zooplankton found in water. The giant clams also consume sugars and proteins produced by algae living in tissues. Okay, so they're no different either. No wonder why they're unclean. This is connected to Leviticus 11. Okay. I think I don't know if I talked about the swordfish, but swordfish is unclean as well. Okay. We know that's part of the sushi. Okay. Sushi, we have to be careful as well. Sushi. Okay. Alrighty. Swordfish. Okay. What do they eat? Remember I said last Sabbath, what we eat of them, that goes into our bloodstream. When I said that, okay. Swordfish eat squid. Okay. I wonder why they're dangerous to eat. Now, don't get me wrong. They eat clean fish, but they eat squid too, fellas. So we're not to eat that either. Okay. And then what's funny is this that when people eat swordfish, a lot of that people get diseases called Parkinson's. Y'all willing? I might speak on the effects of unclean food. How can it affect you? So I might speak that in part 3. It all depends on the subject, how long with a lengthy time, how long if it's gonna be a lengthy one or not. Go deal with that. So y'all willing to deal with the effects, in your body. Okay. So we know these things are an effect. It's an effect in different ways in your body. Okay. And see, this is why please send me out, fellas. Okay, because it kind of gets on my emotions talking about this today. I mean, I'm not someone to go crazy and break down the kitchen and scream all day. No, but it's a sad thing when our loved ones passing away and we tell them what to eat. They just before they get mad at us, right? That's why I said that earlier. It kind of gets under my emotions. But I was going to say this: we have majority of doctors. They don't tell you what to eat. Have y'all noticed that? They don't tell you. I'm not getting on the other thing. I know I'm starting to get on other things about McDonald's, all that, but bear with me. They don't tell you what to eat. What was funny about these doctors, they give you okay, here's the funny thing, these doctors, right? When you're struggling in your issues, whatever, if you have a colon cancer, ain't like that. You notice how they give people Jello, which is bad too. Jello is bad for you. Jello is made of pork, believe it or not. Jello. They give you Jello. In most cases, they give you some fresh water and they give you little vegetables and you bake chicken. But in some cases, they give you pork. Fellas, these doctors know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They make it look like they're taking care of you, what you eat, but they're not taking care of you. Remember the story I read last Shabbat about a situation what happened to Hezekiah. He nearly died he had something going on in his body. It probably was a disease or something, but what did Isaiah give him? He gave the man a remedy, did he not? Let's go back to Isaiah 38 again. I'm saying this because this is an inspiration. If y'all got a sore throat, a stomach ache, a major migraine, eat clean. Eat a remedy, eat an herb. He gave him what? Let's go back again. Once again, I should put the title, What Shall We Eat, What We Should Not Eat. Forgive me, fellas, but it's okay. Okay. So in verses 21, and from Isaiah chapter 38, for Yahshua has said, let them take a lump of figs and lay it upon the plaister upon the boil, and he shall recover. Okay, so it was figs. It was figs. Lump of figs. Okay, so we probably smothered it to look creamy. Gave it to Hezekiah. Okay, so I really want y'all to really take heed of this. If you want to live longer, if you want your family to live longer, stop making excuses to eat what you want to eat. Don't do it. Don't do it. Understand this. Okay, so we got on the crustaceans. Not a full time. We'd like some just getting on something that's familiar for you guys. If you guys ever heard of, feel free to look up more about crustaceans to get a more understanding so that you can live longer and please Yahuwah. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about restaurants. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about McDonald's. I grew. Oh man. Sometimes I'm afraid to talk to this video today, man, because I know y'all, you know, I'm like, brother, you crazy. I know. I used to grow in a lot of McDonald's, man. You talk about the double quarter pounder with cheese, the quarter pounder with cheese, you know, the all these things, the Big Mac, okay. When y'all get a chance, look up the origin of McDonald's, okay? Not the owners, but look up the origin. Because fellas, I'm gonna tell you, it's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be shocking. Okay, it's going to be shocking. And see, let me say this. Look up a movie called Super Size Me. Me and my lady saw it. It was very good to watch. And this guy did a test. He ate McDonald's for like 30 days. And he gained some quick weight and he was very sickly. Have y'all ever noticed that when y'all eat McDonald's burger, like y'all may eat like two quarter pounders, y'all starting to have like this fatigue, like this tiredness, your head hurt, whatever? Okay. Fellas, those patties is not real what you think. Okay, they're not. They're not real. Okay. No, they half real. No, they're portion real. Okay. So the Jewish leaders, the elite, okay, the elitists, the Illuminati who controls most of our food chain, okay, that ground beef was made out of flesh. Okay, fellas, when I first heard about it, I was like, no, that can't be it. No. Mm-mm. Okay. Now I'm not expecting you guys to agree with this right away. Look up yourself. Look up a video. I think they took it off my account. But look up the video. It's Fickle interview, Fickle, something like that. He interviewed this Jewish man about McDonald's and the food and all that. These are cannibals, fellas. These are cannibals. So they grind up the flesh, okay, of our children, and they grind it with the ground beef, okay, but they call it 100% beef. No, okay. Them people in McDonald's, they don't know. They just take the patties and cook it, right? They don't grind. It's already been done. Because why do y'all think McDonald's is open 24/7? Ain't that kind of strange? Most McDonald's over 24/7. They got McDonald's all over the damn world, including probably got one in Antarctica, the coldest continent in the earth. Okay, fellas, you don't have to trust what I say. These, it's not good. Okay, it's not good. Okay, the French fries is highly chemicalized. The potatoes. Listen, if you run a test, buy a burger, leave it there for like 7 days. It's gonna look the same. I bet money it's gonna look the same. It's not gonna. No. But if you leave a burger for 30 to 60 days, it's gonna turn blackish. Now, why would it turn black? Fellas, those burgers are chemicalized. Okay? They are chemicalized. Now, am I saying that you can't eat a burger? No, you eat a burger. I mean, it's better to eat a burger from home, make your own, or get it from a specific a cleanly restaurant that's family owned, or a hole in the wall restaurant. Okay. Um, and obviously they sell the pork. I mean, right. Well, this ain't good for you. The pork sausage, and um, you know, it's funny. There have been, listen. There has been complaints from customers to McDonald's. Go to YouTube, look up complaints from McDonald's as things they experience in their food. Okay. Now, I'm not saying for y'all to just curb and quit eating McDonald's right away, because I know it's gradual for people to get the understanding, to really get convicted. It takes time. Okay. When I first heard about that, I knew there were. I thought my life ended when I first heard that the meat patty is made out of flesh and ground beef combined together. Okay. These people are very secretive, and I wonder why our children's missing. Have y'all noticed that? Y'all think these children's missing just to be missing? They are being kidnapped, and they are taken to areas that you may not know about, maybe some secret chambers or something, to get them sacrificed. Okay, that's why we got to protect our children. Okay, let me see what else. Now, fellas, I know we love smoothies, but they McDonald's smoothies, it's not promising at all. They have way too much sweets in their damn smoothie. It is very unhealthy. It's nothing but syrup. Okay, like I said earlier, they don't care about us. They care about money. Now, I'm not talking about the workers. That's different. They don't. That's a small low pay. Okay, we're talking about the high people. We're talking about the powers that be that own each McDonald's. Okay, they care about their income. They care about taking care of their families. They don't care about us. They don't care if we got a major headache and we get stomach aches and all that. They don't care about us, man. They like shit. Go to the hospital. They don't care about that. Huh? They don't care about that. And then if we go to the chicken nugget. Now I know they was claiming they had an incident that there was pink slime on the chicken nuggets. But I still want to do it. I still want to eat their nuggets, man. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Now eating cookies and they mini buns and all that, the cinnamon, whatever. Okay, that's different. But fellas, take heed of that. Take heed of that. Okay. Just saying. That's why Yahuwah wants to eat. He wants to eat very carefully. Okay. He wants us uh, to choose wise. Because remember, we live in a modern time where our food has been so chemicalized. It's like we are institutionalized to just eat the damn food and just don't really deal with it. We'll just eat it. You know, we're so locked in our minds of bondage to just eat the meal, right? Okay, so let's go to Burger King. Okay, Burger King is, they say, it's better. It's pretty good. The burgers is big. The Whopper, that's a popular burger. Um, you know, let me just say all this, fellas. Don't let the commercials fool you. TV, it's a vision. That's why it's called tell a vision, tell a lie, vision. Okay, but don't let the commercial fool you. But anyway, let's want the burgers, fellas, man. All right. Um, You'll notice that's a different taste than the McDonald's burger. Well, their burgers are made out of horse meat. Okay, and horse is unclean. Let's look up horse. What do horses eat? Like I said, we're dealing with what shall we eat? Okay, what shall we eat? All right. Now, there's a debate on that. Some people say, well, we can eat horses because, they eat grass, they eat veggies at times. But could that be really true? Because we know they eat hay. But what does hay come from? Can we eat hay? Because here it says horses eat grass, they eat hay. Okay. They eat a lot of salt, and they eat haylage, or it's called haylage. I know that, or haylage. Okay. They eat vegetables and stuff like that. Okay, and obviously they drink their water. Okay. Well, let's talk about the hay, because you know me, I get on details. So, okay, let me see here. Hay. So hay is. Let's see here. So it's grass, legumes, we're saying it right, or other herbaceous plants that have been cut and dried to be stored. Uses animal fodder. Okay. Particularly for large grazing animals, raised as livestock, such as cattle, horses, goats, and sheep. However, it is also fed to small domesticated animals, such as rabbits, guinea pigs. Okay, we know pigs eat hay too, which went to speak on last Sabbath. Okay. But mind you guys, horses be, they be with those pigs too, man. We never know what we never know if horses eat stuff that some type of pigs eat. You just never know, right? So it is a channel. I wonder why it's debatable. So fella, if y'all eat Burger King burgers, I can't judge you. I'm gonna leave it at that, okay? They claim that the French fries is well cut. They claim that they changed the fries. I don't know. Okay, but overall, man, we got to be careful with these regular food chains. Okay, that's my point, because it's not always a promise. Like, let's say if I eat Burger King every day and McDonald's every day, you think I'm gonna be a healthy guy? I don't know about that. I don't see that. Okay, we got people, and I wonder why I think we are number one in the most obesity in America, where the earth. We are number one. We are number one. We are number one in obesity. Okay. We are number one in heart disease. Okay. We are number one of the most vomiting. We vomit so much. We have these sicknesses way worse than a third world country. Third world country eat way better. No offense against us in America, but they eat much better. Okay. These fellas eat fruit, vegetables, rice. Excuse me. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some nations eat unclean foods, but then again, most of they eat vegetables and fruit, man. Great job for that. Okay, they eat a lot of clean stuff. Let's talk about White Castles. Okay, most of us love them tiny burgers, man. Don't get me wrong. It tastes very, very good. But the problem is, it's made out of a lot of soy. Okay, now, or soybean. Let's look up this. Okay. Many of soy's health benefits have been linked to isoflavones, plant compounds that mimic estrogen. As a matter of fact, too much estrogen is bad for you. Look up later today. But animal studies suggest that eating large amounts of the estrogenic compounds or soy or soybean might reduce fertility in women. Did y'all know that? Remember, we are living in what? We live in a world of depopulation. They're trying to find many, various, even through our eating, various ways to depopulate our children, even ourselves, through death, diseases, you can name it. But White Castles ain't gonna tell you that. Now, I'm saying if you want to eat White Castle burger once in a year, that's different. I'm not condoning I'm not saying it'll be damned if you eat White Castle burgers. This is for your health, that's all. It says eating large amounts, okay, can also trigger premature puberty. Wow. Y'all know what that is. I don't need to explain that. Trigger premature puberty, and it can disrupt development of fetuses and children. And I wonder why our women is having difficulties getting pregnant and having difficulties with the baby coming out the vagina. And I wonder why our women do a lot of C-sections. Because White Castles, fellas, is making much money as we know. Okay? Those soy burgers is like a vaccination itself. Okay, like I said, I'm not saying, hey, you know, if you want to eat your White Castle burgers, I'm not saying do it. I'm giving information to think. Okay. But eating every day is bad for you, man. Or eating it once in a while every week is bad for you. Okay, now I don't know about their French fries. I don't know about that. Okay, but let's move on. Excuse me. We got Jack in the Box. Okay, I used to live in Texas, San Antonio. And the Jack in the Box, looked that up, but I heard they put some type of chemical drug in their tacos and stuff. No wonder why people do crazy things in Texas. That's a rumor, okay? I'm not going to assume I'm not going to act like I know something, but it's just a rumor. See, again, we have to be careful eating out these restaurants. Okay? We got to be careful, fellas. And then we got Pizza Hut. Their breadsticks, their sauce, it's made out of silicone metal pieces. Okay? The breadsticks dip in sauce. And I don't know about the pizza, but I have a White Castle's, Pizza Hut going on, oh my goodness, going on 8 or 9 years now. Okay? So I don't want to assume eat longer than that either, but we have to be careful we eat once again. We got Taco Bell. Their meat is not really meat. It's like kind of like dog meat in the perspective. Look it up. Okay, look that up. And then they mix it with ground beef substance. Okay. Got a little distraction here on my laptop. Got an offer. I'm trying to see. Wendy's, maybe another problem. Wendy's. They say their patties is 100%, but I'll tell you one thing, it's over greasy. So fellas, don't eat Wendy's. Please don't eat Wendy's late night. Please don't eat the triple burgers late night. You'll have a stomach ache. You don't want to go through that feeling. It's not good. It's too greasy. It's too greasy. Now I understand if y'all truckers ain't got no choice. Okay, that's understandable. Okay, whatever. Okay. So we gotta be careful, man, with these restaurants. I'm trying to think what else, man. We got Subway. Just recently, they was claiming they had a debate. Is that tuna? Is it really tuna? I don't know, but the paper wrapping is chemicalized, fellas. You know that? You know how to wrap these signs in the chemical, the little white paper. Y'all know it's look kind of wet. Well, brothers and sisters, to tell you this, and all my fellas, is not what you think. Look up and get a chance. The paper wrapping is chemicalized. We eat chemical sandwiches. Okay, I don't understand why they doing that, but I know primarily because they don't love us. They don't love us people on this earth. They're about money. They're all about money. They love money. They worship money. Okay, that's the name of the game. They love money that much. They don't care how many folks dying eating these foods. They don't care. It's about the population. Okay, so let's look up estrogen. Because this is the one that's in the soy, right? Any of a group of steroid hormones that we know not supposed to consume steroids, right? Which promote development of and maintenance of female characteristics of the body, right? Such hormones produced artificially for use in oral contraceptives or to treat menopausal and menstrual disorder. But here's the thing: what if I took too much? What if we take too much estrogen? Did y'all know taking too much estrogen as males, we become feminine? Did y'all know that? We become weak in our masculinity, fellas. Okay. Just saying. We got to be real. We got to be careful. Okay. We got estrogens and as pills and you know, tablets, whatever that people consume. Okay. So we got to be aware of what restaurant we're going to, fellas. Okay. We got Little Caesars. Oh boy. Pizza. Commercial. Pizza. Well, are you sure it's pizza? The last I checked, boy, they put a lot of I was working at a restaurant too a long time ago, back in 2013. Yeah, 7 years ago. Oh man. Okay, so let me give y'all a story with that place. I remember I used to be a big fan of Little Caesars. And I can eat like one slice of pizza and my stomach just want to get so painful. I just want to vomit nearly, right? There's something they put in there. So look up the ingredients of Little Caesars, right? This could be good until being bad, fellas. Remember, they don't care about us and the earth. These people don't care. They trying to wipe us out in different ways. That's why I'm glad I'm doing this subject today, even last Shabbat. Wheat flour, niacin, iron, thiamine. Okay, those are good minerals. Let's keep going. Monotrate, riboflavin. Those are minerals, good minerals. Folic acid is good. Okay, water. Well, obviously, you gotta make those water, crust. Vegetable oil. No, it's a promising thing. You want to trust vegetable oil. That's not good oil. Soybean oil. That's not good either. No wonder why people have the gas. I had a lot of gas. I'm sure people have gas. Well, you know, all that damn Little Caesars, trust and believe will have some gas. Because they put soybean oil. Imagine how much they put in that crust, that dough, that powdery stuff, right? Soy, lecithin, high fructose corn syrup. Well, that's pretty obvious. We know many of us consume that. Yeast, glucana, delta lactone, salt, baking soda, cellulose gum, sodium. Okay, they put that in there. Okay, and wheat gluten. But the problem with this is there are some experts, they expose that they say that the bread has a lot of gluten in it. And we know gluten is a lot of fat in it, a lot of fats. That's like lard. And so no wonder why we have stomach problems eating our food, especially at night. Okay, the Little Caesars pizza. Okay, it's not good for you, man. All right. Now, fellas, if y'all want to eat Little Caesars, go ahead. I'm not saying that you're going to damnation for eating this pizza. Okay. What I'm just saying to you, hey, this is just information that I've heard and learned on. Okay. Um, Now I don't know about the cheese sticks with the sauce. I don't know about that, but hey, if that's good enough, great. If you have no stomach aches, okay, good. Okay. I'm just trying to make y'all have a better sleep, better life. Y'all be better, y'all y'all able to exercise, y'all able to be stronger. This is the point of this bring this stuff up. Remember, they try to murder us slowly through our food, man. Okay. Let's talk about the fruit and vegetables, man. Okay. We have these ghetto grocery stores like Food for Less. Their fruits is completely bacteriized. It's not good for you. A lot of pesticides. The number 3, number 4 fruits. Okay. Now I get it that it's tempting. Okay. It's tempting to just go ahead and buy it, call it a day. But we have to get the number 8 or the 9 because those are the safe ones, the organic or the clean ones. Okay. And so, believe it or not, Monsanto looked that up, food company. These are the people that decide to label our fruits and to chemicalize it with honesty so that we can be destroyed. Fellas, this once again, they try to take us out, man. They try their best to take us out. They literally, they don't give a shit about human nature. They don't care about humans. They care about themselves. That I mean, I, I can't speak past that. Look up Masano Food Brand. They are a real bad company. So they like to use Roundup spray and spray our plants, fellas, and sell it to us. See, that's what pesticides. The cops ain't gonna do nothing about that. Okay, their job is to, they just, you know, to pick at us when they want to. Okay, so we have to be careful, be aware. Now I understand there may be different stores that y'all may have neck of the woods in different states, but I'm sure y'all know what I'm talking about. You go to the store, you see the fruit. You may have number 4, Chiquita, the brand with the bananas. They bad. They Parmesano. You gotta be careful with Chiquita. I'm saying it right. The Mexican name. Okay, so we got to be aware of that. And I'm trying to think what else. We got Post brand, chemicalized cereals. We gotta be careful with that. Kellogg's. Okay, we got a lot of problems here, man. Now I'm exposing labels. Okay. Matter of fact, I got a picture of that. I'm gonna speak it out. Monsanto exposure. I like saying, look that up, man. Look that up. Look that stuff up, and you guys will get some hope of what you guys are looking for. According to the foods we need to be careful to consume. Okay. And it's so funny because in some countries they banned Monsanto. They are evil, an evil company. So this is what they connected with. Because they like a chemicalized company. They chemicalize our food products. Aunt Jemima, Quaker, Betty Crocker, General Mills, Bisquick, excuse me. Okay. I'll read that again. I think my lady's writing this stuff down. Aunt Jemima, like the syrup, like the pancakes. Quaker, right? Betsy Crocker, right? And then you got General Mills, right? You got Bisquick. Bisquick. Duncan Hines. That's with letter C. You got your Hungry Jack. You got Jiffy. Oh boy, who don't love Jiffy? Which I don't anymore. That's that cornbread. You know what I'm talking about? Jiffy, that box with the blue letters. Jiffy. Mrs. Buttersworth. A lot of folks love that syrup because you can warm up in the microwave. It can be nice and hot on your pancakes. Pepperidge Farms. Okay. And then we're going to talk about processed meats. We'll talk about that tonight, later on today, okay? Campbell's. Oh boy, don't like to eat that when we're sick. Have a sore throat, eat Campbell's soup. Remember I said about the commercials? Good. They sing that damn song. Don't fall for that shit because it's right here. They bad soup. They're not good. They bad. Bad. Okay. You got your Aurora Foods. Aurora Foods. Okay, what's funny about the word Aurora, that's a goddess of death. No wonder why I had a lot of deaths in Aurora, Colorado, Aurora, Illinois. A lot of deaths. Yeah, I know that. Aurora is one of them goddesses. Let's keep going. You got Kraft. Oh, Kraft is very popular in Thanksgiving with that macaroni and cheese. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And y'all know main Sunday dinners. The Kraft macaroni and cheese with your pot roast and greens and cabbage and cornbread and brisket and roast beef, baked chicken. Okay. Post cereals. Post. Right there now. Let's write down. You got your Hershey's Nestle. You know, like the Hershey's chocolate milk. And a lot of children love that milk, but don't drink it. Carnation with the letter C. Carnation. You got Wholesome. Interstate Bakeries. You got Best Foods brand. Best Foods. Okay. You got Knorr or Nora. I don't know how to weird English. Knorr. Really? Like the word knife. Let's just say knife. But anyway, Knorr or Nora with the K in it. Right, it's K-N. K-N-O-R-R.
Nora.
Yeah.
It's Nora. Silent K.
Oh.
Nora.
Okay. So later teach me how to say the word with the K in it. So then we get Ore-Ida. Ore and a slash, like a line. Or O-R-E. With the subtraction sign and IDA. Okay, a lot of people love that with them fries and and they got one called Smart Ones brand. Smart Ones. Okay, Smart Ones. And then we got Power Bar brand. Okay. So I'm naming these companies that's part of the source of Monsanto. Chef Boyardee. Oh, that's where coming from, fellas. The raviolis. The can of raviolis. Yeah. When I was a child, I ate a lot of that. We got Hormel. That's that chili. Hormel chili with no beans in it. Or Hormel chili with beans only. We love that Hormel, but that is bad for you. Okay. We got Loma Linda. Okay. These folks, man, these folks work together, man. They persistent. They're trying to kill us all, man. Okay. Morning Star brand. Morning Star. Now this is the next one here, maybe much frustrating, and a lot of people love this. Lipton. Lipton. I'm like, damn. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at these people. That's the people we should get mad at. These people should come after. Okay. And then we got Unilever, UNILEVE as a violet, ER, Unilever or Unilever. Unilever. We got them. We got Uncle Ben's. Oh my goodness, that's that rice. Ooh, man, that is popular. Uncle Ben's rice. We got Rice-A-Roni. Rice-A-Roni. Pasta-Roni. We got Tombstone Pizza. Oh man, who don't like Tombstone Pizza? Even though it's bad brand, it's a bad pizza, a bad company. They put. I'm telling you, man, this is what they doing. It's we living inside of a prison, man. We live inside of a prison. Okay, we got Totinos. We got Orville, Orville, Redenbacher. Okay, that's popcorn. Okay. Listen, fellas, just because I'm reading this stuff, I'm not trying to expect y'all to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? I just, because I'm going to say this. When I first heard these things, I was still kind of eating it. But I realized, I said to myself, I have a body I got to take care of. Yahuwah wants to take care of our bodies. He wants us to be sick less or not be sick after. Okay, let's keep going. Pop Secret. Who don't know Pop Secret? That's that popcorn right there. Pop Secret. Okay, a lot of people love to say lunchtime in their job, and it's called Pringles. Pringles potato chips. Y'all know what I'm talking about? You get those chips, the lid, you get them chips. Pringles. The commercial. Okay, we got Procter and Gamble brand. I've never heard of that. Procter, Procter, and Gamble. That is some weird title. We got the cocaine soda called Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola. Cocaine. That's where that came from, fellas. Did y'all know that the Coca-Cola have some cocaine in the chemical? Look it up. You don't gotta trust me. Look it up yourself. Okay. Cocaine Black Pop. Okay. Anyway, Minute Maid. Okay. I'm rooting for y'all, man. One day y'all just overcome these damn things, man. All of us and just prove a statement against Monsanto, man. Then we got Pepsi. Oh yeah, no surprise, Pepsi. That black pop when it's cold and it tastes good, but technically they put some things in that pop. Boy, they put some grinded up baby fetuses in they pop, believe it or not. Look how get a chance. Why do you think they allow abortions? Fellas, are y'all hear what I'm saying? Listen, y'all know what they do to those babies? Do you know what they do to y'all know what they do to those babies, man? They put that in the waste for salvation, for ingredients. But they don't tell you that shit because they had secrets. These doctors, these clinics, they had secrets, fellas. That's why they have do not enter. They have this place is prohibited. Oh, this place is prohibited. Oh, it's trespassing. Fellas, it's privacy. It's privacy. Okay? They don't want you to know what they're doing. That's why I tell you guys, keep your babies at home. If you're pregnant, get your baby at home. Get a midwife. Do polygyny. Do that instead. Don't trust no damn doctors. Do the old way. Okay? Let's get going with this stuff, man. We got Kellogg's. Who would I have heard of Kellogg's? Frosted Flakes. They're great. With the tiger. Kellogg's. Frosted Flakes cereal. Oh my. We got Nature Valley. Nature Valley. Okay. After that, we love our crackers, but there's a problem. We got Nabisco. That's not good. Nabisco. Nabisco, and that's in Oreo cookies. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Oreo cookies. Anyway, we got Pillsbury. Pillsbury. That fat, white-looking carrot, too. We poke his stomach, he laughs. Pillsbury. Pillsbury Doughboy. Okay, that's bad, too. Let's get going. We got Heinz. Heinz. And you know what's funny about that? Me and my lady was saying that. I'll be tired of it. I'm like, hey, y'all just please give us some organic ketchup. Oh. I hate the fact, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all go to the restaurant and you see the ketchup, like, oh, damn, it's Heinz. Can y'all just give us something generic? Even if damn mustard is Heinz. Now, y'all probably know that. Anyway, we got Hellmann's. That's part of your mayonnaise. Okay, Hellmann's. After that, we got Hunt's. Hunt's. That's part of your ketchup. Yep. Fellas, we live in an evil world, man. This is Satan's domain. Let's keep going with this stuff, man. KC Masterpiece. Oh, boy, that's a good old barbecue sauce. Those people love using it in the summertime. That KC Masterpiece got different flavors, but then again, it's not good for you. Frito-Lay. Oh, damn. Frito-Lay. A brand called Delicious Brand Cookies. Delicious Brand Cookies. Okay? Delicious Brand Cookies. I know Frito-Lay is a hidden face because that's so damn popular, man. People eat that at lunchtime with sandwiches and burgers. We got Famous Amos. There's some cookies in those small bags. Oh. You okay? Okay, we're gonna round here, do you know? So we got Keebler. Keebler. That snack stuff, right? Keebler. Flowers Industries. After that, we got Banquet. All right, almost done. After that, we got Green Giant. That's some canned goods with that green man, like a giant. The peas, the corn, and all that. Okay? Healthy Choice brand. They even use the word healthy. Ain't that something? These people are such assholes. Healthy Choice, right there, baby. Healthy Choice brand.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Then we got ConAgra with the letter C. ConAgra. Right. ConAgra. ConAgra. Then we got Kid Cuisine. Kid Cuisine. Okay. Kid Cuisine. Y'all know that already. Them TV dinners. Children TV dinners. They come in a little skinny box, like a tray box. Stouffer's. 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 Lane Cuisine. A lot of people love getting that. Oh man, them healthy TV dinners. Yeah, I know this is frustrating to some of y'all, man. It was to me, but I'm used to it. That's so me and my lady, when we go shopping, we go to Mariano's, we go to Trader Joe's, man. We get certain, we get like we get not name brands, man. We get um, generic stuff. We found with that, because did y'all know generic food is more healthier, it's more safe. Yeah, just try generic stuff, organic or generic. I promise you, you will get better in your health, man. Okay, Marie Calendars with a double L, Calendars. And then we got Cadbury. Cadbury. Yeah, that's what that is. Yeah, that chocolate stuff. Sweaties. Sweaties. Cadbury. Came to find out what Capri Sun, those juices, like a metal plastic type containers. They put some stuff in there you don't know about. Yeah. Like tiny metal. It's very tiny metal, man. Very grounded up, man. I don't know how to do it. Okay. So we gotta be careful, fellas. We got Kool-Aid. Who don't know Kool-Aid? That Kool-Aid. We like putting that Kool-Aid and sugar. Put out grape, strawberry, them fancy. Okay, that's bad too. They put in what's called red 40, red 30, chemical colors of the chlorophyll, chemicals. Okay. Ocean spray. All right, for y'all vegans, y'all love V8, but V8 is bad for you. V8. That's some vegetable drinks. V8. V as in violet, man. We got two more to go. We got Prego pasta sauce. Prego. Okay. Yep. Prego and ragu sauce. Yep. So see my point with all that. Good. I'm glad it's not there. Now Monty's at this says fruit. I just sit there and scream. So this if it's still Monty. Monty's not here. Nestle's bad. Nestle is there. Hershey's Nestle.
Oh, Hershey's.
Only Hershey's. Well, the Nestle brands is probably good. It's just about the Hershey's. But Nestle sells right. That's right. Good, yeah. So, fellas, I know this may be tough. Take your time, think. You know what I'm saying? Let it sink in. We had to. Because usually, when my wife, when we go to the store, she asks me, "Honey, is this good?" I'm like, "Oh, look at the ingredients." And, fellas, looking for these ingredients. We want to be safe. We like bubble gum. Okay, but look up aspartame. Aspartame is a fecal matter. Okay, fecal, like shit, like doo doo. They put that in our gum, like juicy fruit, double mint. You get, I think Mentos, if I'm mistaken. Wintergreen, those type of gums, Bubblicious, Bubble. It's aspartame is in that stuff, and I wonder why when people eat the gum and chew it, y'all ever had like a sense of like a little vertigo headache? I've been through that. I just thought it just happens, but that stuff is bad. Okay, we got to not consume aspartame. You want to look up artificial color, artificial flavors. Okay. You want to look up disoglyceries. That is pork substance chemicals. That pork. Some of my products are made out of pork chemicals. Pork substances. Okay. Gummy worms. Let's not eat gummy worms anymore. They're made out of pork gelatin. Gatorade. Okay. Gatorade is made out of pork. It's made out of some type of jello-ish pork. Okay. The color that is chemicalized. You got your Red Bull, fellas. Red Bull is made out of urine. Did y'all know they put urine in the drink? The urine, it comes from some animal. I forgot what it was, but you can't taste it, but it's in there. They might put a little bit, and they put other chemicals in that drink. You got your vitamin water. Vitamin water is very chemicalized. Vitamin water, fellas. Okay. You got your Monster drinks. That's chemicalized. Okay, not just the three-looking thing, the Hebrew letter. Well, yeah, but the drinks is bad for you because it causes high up energy. You become so energized, you do some crazy things. It's like you just lose control. You can't sleep. You do some stupid things, be annoying. You don't want to keep trying Monster drinks. Okay. I'm trying to see what else. Be careful with the Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee. Huh? Like, yeah. I personally have difficulties trying to stop drinking it. I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. I'm honest. I'm trying to stop, but their iced coffee is way too much sugar. Okay, be careful with the Starbucks hot coffee. The Starbucks hot coffee. I don't want to tell you that. They're too chemicalized. Too much. They put stuff in it and make it feel like a little hat. You know what they're still putting on damn coffees. Okay. The iced coffee is. I mean, I don't have a problem with iced coffee in Starbucks, but just careful with the hot one. Okay. I'm trying to think. I'm still learning too. I'm still learning. If I were to get more information, I'll let y'all know on it. You're willing. Okay. So, like I said, it's better to make your own food. Have your own land. You know, for some of y'all maybe into hunting, have your own hunt, shoot your chicken. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not a butcher. I'm afraid to shoot deers and chickens. Look, I'm not no damn. Look, I'm I'm not used to the shoot thing. Okay, I never touched a gun before, but I'm not learning. Okay, sometimes better have that. I'm not saying that we can't eat Popeye's chicken or eat, Uncle Remus. That's in Chicago. Y'all might got some of that in some of y'all states. Okay, but it's better to just be safe the best you can of what stuff we eat. Because I'm telling you, people, every day is somebody at the hospital. Have you noticed that every day was at the damn hospital, man? Every single day, it just don't stop. Every single day and night, somebody's at the hospital because they got this problem. Oh, they got this problem, pancreatic. It's all because of stuff we're eating. We keep consuming it, and guess who allowed it? The devil, the powers that be. That's it. It's that. It's the people that work for Satan. The owners, they work for the devil. These people that control almost everything, they work for the devil. They worship Satan. Okay, so we got to be very aware of these things so that we can live longer. What's funny is that in the scriptures, people live way longer because people have to work. They have to worry about the foods we eat today. I mean, you know what I'm saying? People went out hunting, they had their own land, call it a day. That's it. Okay. I might want to go to scripture and let's go to Proverbs because when people create restaurants that really should be prohibited, did y'all know that was part of taking the land? Let's go to Proverbs. They're taking land from us. Did y'all know that? That wasn't taking our land. For example, places in the world. You know, if you look at the jail cells, excuse me, if you look at the so-called black communities, fellas, the complexes, you know, they destroyed those buildings, and what did they put in those? Hospitals. They put in these restaurants. And have y'all noticed that McDonald's is still being built? But listen, if I look up something real quick and we go on the scripture and Proverbs real quick. How many McDonald's restaurants are on the earth? Watch this. I bet you there's way more than anything else. Like way more restaurants than anything else. That's what to say. So how many McDonald's restaurants are in the earth, are in the world? Okay. So let me see. Okay. So it's near 40,000 McDonald's restaurants all over the earth. You know, it's a lot. That's so many damn people. That's so many damn restaurants of the same name. That's pretty suspicious. And you know what's funny? I'm reading this. It says 69 million people get fed every day by that restaurant. That's funny, right? Because that makes me think. This why. Listen. This is. I'm about to add another subject. I'm gonna add another restaurant. Oh, KFC is bad for you too. KFC, because their chicken is laboratory raised. Look it up. If you don't believe me, they're laboratory raised. It's not really good chicken. Look it up. Okay. 69 million people get fed every day, right? That's interesting because what if I asked you, is those 69 million people healthy? My guess, I can say probably out of the 69 million people, I would say 80% or 90% of those 69 million people are in hospitals right now, or they're sick. Yeah, it has to be that. I'm quite sure those 69 million people, all of them is not healthy at all. They sick or dying. Okay. Or major obesity. And this is why we got people with attitudes in the drive-thru. Have y'all noticed that? Beep beep, they beep at you when you just got there and you order the meal. I'm gonna get on the food that affects your attitude probably in part 3, maybe. Because also food affects your behavior. Did y'all know that? Yes. Okay. Food affects your behavior and affects your spirit. There you go. Proverbs. And let's try out. Proverbs 14:15. What does it say? The simple agrees every word, but the careful or prudent man or woman looks well into his or her going. What does it mean by the word simple? Well, the word simple means ignorant. It means like easy to deceive. Makes sense? So when people look up the commercials, they go right to the restaurant, don't they? Oh, damn. Hey, dog, you said new restaurant, dog. McDonald's made a new burger, bro. They made a quadruple cheeseburger now, dog. Let's get the quadruple cheeseburger today, brother. Hey, dog. Hey, man, I heard on Arby's, man, they made a new pollock mixed with a catfish sandwich, bro. Let's get that. You see my point? We quit to want to run to the restaurant. The simple beliefs. See, when we see things on TV, oh, we just go get it. Listen, we all been through that. We all been through it. We see something, we just like, we just get so amazingly shocked don't realize what we are consuming. And no wonder why we get sickly. Why y'all think they make the commercials, they put music in the background, they put a happy voice in the commercial, you know, they make it look so good, like the McDonald's commercial. Da 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 da. You know, y'all know what I'm talking about. That. It's a modern commercial. They make it look so good. You grab one, you might grab another one and another burger. You eat 3 burgers, 2 large fries. Now you just feel, you feel like you just wasted, like wasted in a bad way. You just feel like overly drunk. You want to go to bed early. You want to get up late. Come on, fellas. They try to destroy our energy. They try to destroy us. Let's not do it. Let's not get too frantic over the TV, over the food we look at, man. Okay. Anyway. All right. Let's do this, man. We are in a prison, fellas. Proverbs 22:28. They're doing this right now as we speak. Remove not the ancient landmark which your dads have set. What is it talking about? Listen, the restaurant, these wicked restaurants they're building, there was a land before that. There was lands of purity. There was crops growing. There was a lot. The Indians used to live in America. A lot of Indians. They murdered them and took over land. Landmark means what? What is landmark? I know I'm kind of off subject just a little bit. I'm sorry, bear with me. I got to speak this out for a reason. Landmark. Listen. An event, discovery, right? Or change, making an important stage or turning point in something. Turning point, or where did it come from? You can murder somebody and take over their land. That's a turning point. You destroy an area and home, or burn it up, or a big building, and you destroy what people's in there. Okay. Let me give an example. Look up the World Trade Center. That happened in 2011. You know what they're building right there in New York in World Trade Center? Some type of tower. Don't believe? Look it up. Landmark, fellas. They taking lands away. They like to do a turning point to take over, to make something wicked. So, for example, all of these restaurants, these typical food chains. Before that, there was land. It was land. It was land. It may be homes. It may be, foreclosed homes, etc. That's what they do. They tear up and they build. They tear up, build. They take land away, and they make their own. They take over. Okay, that's what they do. It's all for the sake of this money, taking over us, keep us imprisoned. What we eat, how we live, what environment. Okay, it's crazy. You look at it in the spirit realm, in the spirit. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about spiritual eating. Like, brother, you drunk? Yeah, I'm drunk. Yeah, I'm joking, I'm not drunk. I'm just excited. So let me get an introduction of that. Our spirits eats. Our soul eats too. Okay, it eats. You be like, huh? Let me explain what I'm explaining. Like right now, when I'm teaching the word, they came from what I ate in the scriptures. So when a person is studying, they're eating the word, they're eating it. They're taking it in their mind, and they speak out the mouth. They enjoying the word of Yah. We may say, brother, how does that connect with the physical food? I get on that. When you take something and you eat it, something spiritual, okay, like the word, advice, idea, plan, it affect your life, it affect your future, and affect your current. And you live by that. But the problem is we get people that eat anything and they don't see where it came from. What I mean by that? Let's go to Corinthians chapter 8. So maybe in part 3, I'm going to talk about the food that matches your spirit, or what you eat can affect your spirit and live like that. That's deep, fellas. Y'all think this is a joke? Why do you think they built this stuff? Why do they make McDonald's and Burger King, these certain restaurants? Because they know this food can affect your spirit in a certain way. Come on, fellas. It's called illness, spiritual illness. You get an illness and you get a spiritual illness. Come on. See, I gotta be hot today now. Earlier was kind of boring, but now I gotta be hot. Now I gotta make you have some fun tonight. We got to be careful of what's the subject? What shall we eat? What shall we eat? Yahuwah knows what this is about. What shall we eat? What shall we eat? What shall we not eat? Right? So it's going to get to this. Have a little different. Okay, so let's go to chapter 8. Hold on, give me a minute. Okay, so let's go to, actually, I didn't mean to go to this one. Hold on, give me a minute. Wait a minute. Nope. Corinthians chapter 10, sorry. And let's go to verses 20. Okay, so I meant to say drink, but could this relate to eating as well? Let's find out. Could it relate to the same thing? Absolutely. Excellent, babe. Praise your Lord. It said you cannot drink the cup of Yah. Now, what does that mean? Perseverance, follow Yahuwah, and dealing with struggles, dealing with challenges, dealing with favors in life, dealing with victory, etc. That's the cup of Yah, right? But it says the cup of devils. Matter of fact, the word cup has something to do with, like, being contained in trials, or being contained in, like, deception. So cup has to do with that. Like, you containing something, you can't let go. Like, it's a spiritual containment. It's like a sacrifice. It says, and the cup of devils. You cannot share of Yah's table. So on Yahuwah's table, eating and drinking. But in the spiritual aspect, right? Drinking, eating, right? And of the cup of devils. What is it saying? We cannot, one moment, we know the truth of Yah, and then we know some religion, or we know the tradition of men, and we take both together. Yahuwah doesn't do that. He doesn't allow, he don't work that way. So in other words, we can't drink tar or drink, like, contaminated oil, and then we drink water in the same day. Because what happens when we drink contaminated oil or water, which I'm speaking metaphorically, when I say water, it's like Yahuwah's cup, and the contaminated oil is a cup of devils. We cannot mix both because we have aches in our health, right? We have problems with our stomach, right? Combine that in the spirit. So let's say, hey, I learned the truth for 10 years, but then I learned Christianity for 10 years. So I'm a Christian Hebrew. You know how people say, I'm a Lutheran Christian? They say, oh, I'm a Catholic Buddhist, or I'm a Seventh-day Adventist, Mormon. Y'all get the point? That's called mixing religions into one. He doesn't want us to mix, because Yahuwah knows that if we drink the cup of the devil or Satan, devils, that's going to cause us to not be able to eat right in the spirit constantly. We're going to keep eating spiritual and wicked spiritual things every day. And that's no different with physical food. Like one may say, well, yeah, man, I'm eating McDonald's. The next day you're eating vegan food. The day after, oh, I'm eating McDonald's again. Then next day you eat vegan food. The next day, oh, I'm eating McDonald's again. You can't do that because you're not going to be healthy. I'm preaching. So that's no different, that we cannot drink out of 2 cups. We got to choose a cup. We got to choose a cup. Okay? We cannot do that. Let's go to verse 22. Do we not provoke Yah to anger or jealousy? Are we stronger than him? Did you all know that when we eat anything, when we eat and mix up eating in a spirit, we actually feel higher than Yahuwah? Or we are hindering Yahuwah according to worshiping him? Because we know that Yahuwah don't want us to just eat anything or accept religion, right? Because what do people do at the church, fellas? What does a sheep do when it's led astray? It eats something different that the shepherd didn't even tell the sheep to eat. And what happens when a sheep eats something different or what the sheep don't usually eat? The sheep dies. I'm preaching today, my goodness. They die. They don't live. They don't stay in life longer. They're not going to last another year. So it's so different when we eat pig and eat unclean food. How can we live long in the flesh? Y'all get the point? This is why we dying in the hospitals. This is why we got chemotherapy. We don't want to eat right. We just want to eat in our own understanding. Or eat in rebellion. This is why people is dying, our loved ones, our wives and husbands and brothers and sisters and cousins and nephews and nieces and etc. Because we're covering our ears. We don't want to hear the truth of what to eat was positively physical or positively spiritual. We make too much excuses. Too many damn excuses. We got to just be real and eat right spiritually as well. That plays the role of when we eat physically. My goodness. Let's go to the book of Daniel. Let's go to the book of Daniel. Oh my God. I really hope y'all getting this, man. I really hope y'all getting this. People is dying every freaking day. You know what I'm saying? Dying, man. We got to eat right. We got to have to listen. And quit saying that we live once. No, you live twice. Did you know that? You live in the physical, and when you trust in Yah, you live twice and eternal with the Father. We're going to go to an example, Nebuchadnezzar. That brother was wicked as I don't know what. Did he eat healthy though? Let's find out. Because we know Daniel ate healthy in his people. Okay, they ate good. But did Nebuchadnezzar ate healthy and lived? Live wicked? Or did he eat negatively and live negative? I said to y'all earlier, what you eat can affect your spirit. Let's go here. Now, these were the Persians, I think. It's funny, they wanted Daniel to eat unhealthy. He's like, nah, I ain't going for that. You can murder me, want to. I'm not going to eat y'all stuff. Let's go. Let's see what they was eating, right? I'm gonna tell y'all a little story real quick. This is not to, I'm not trying to sound evil against my family or anything. Let me just say this real quick. Let me just find the chapter first before I do anything. Wait a minute. Let me just get this. Let me get this. Wait a minute. Daniel chapter 1, verses 8. Okay. Before I read that, my great auntie, I'll speak her name, whatever, and she's like in her 70s. And I remember when I was growing up, all she ate was hot dogs, pork, you can name it. She kept eating that all the time. All the time. She smoked her cigarettes. Every time I bring up the scriptures, she get mad real fast. Fellas, listen to what I just said. Every time I bring up the scriptures, she gets mad real quick. Real fast. Do y'all have family that's like that? Hey, for those who love Yahuwah, do y'all have family that's like that? It's like you can try to present truth and they get mad at you real quick. They want to quit to argue. And what you're just doing, you're just showing them love. Okay. It's relating to what you're eating. I mean, she just got pissed. Pissed. Another one. Another testimony. Another story. My grandmother, before she passed away, she ate a lot of unclean food. Every time I brought the scriptures up, she get mad as well. She say, I don't exist. I'm evil. I'm this. Fellas, have y'all been through that experience before? I'm sure I'm not the only one. They would get mad. I mean, they would just lose it. What goes in the body affects your health, your heart, your brain too, by the way. Yeah. Yeah. It just affects you. Okay. Become ill. You just become ill in your spirit. Okay. Unclean things can affect you. Verse 8, Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat. Did you just hear that? Let's read that part again. But Daniel purposed in his heart, his soul, right? Your decision, heart, right? That he would not defile himself. What did defile mean? To make corrupted, to make yourself tainted or dirty, correct? Right? With the portion of the king's meat. I bet the house owner, it was probably lizards and pigs and stuff they were eating. Amphibians. It was probably eating hare, Hare. Who know what they're eating? Bats? Let's keep going. Nor with the wine which he drank, probably some hard liquor. Let's keep going. Therefore, he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself. He said, I'm not gonna eat that. What's the point of going to this chapter? Number one, Nebuchadnezzar ate what he wanted to eat. Why y'all think he tried to murder Daniel, preach lies to Dan? And then he took to the fiery furnace because Nebuchadnezzar had problems. He had an illness. He had an illness. Have y'all noticed when y'all, for those who married, have y'all had the same experience where you're trying to get your wife, husband the truth, and they want to get mad at you, but that's the same person that eats what they want to eat all the time, and they feel like you can't tell them a damn thing, and they get mad at you when you just try to show love to them. You try to tell them the truth, they get mad because there's something about these foods we're eating. Fellas, I read earlier about that soybean. Remember earlier, what does it say about that? It affects the woman's what? Fetus? The soy, too much soy, White Castle burgers. What else food can do to you? Who say that one unclean foods can do other things to you? It can. Oh, you just believe that? Yeah, absolutely. Now, I'm saying that those who eat unclean, they can't repent. It can be a likely chance because I remember when I ate unclean, I had a chance. Maybe I had some type of humility in my heart. I don't know, but I made it through. But what I'm saying is, these things, these food products, It plays a role when we eat spiritually. It plays a role, a big role. For example, let's stop here. Let's go to what book is that? What book is that? I just had in my head. Oh my goodness, I had in my head. Let's go to First Maccabees. That's a book. I know it's an unknown book, but for some of y'all, get the Apocrypha online, or get this Kafar or Sefer. That's one of the missing books of the scriptures. Okay, First Maccabees. Oh boy, this book, scary. Okay. Another example. This was by the king. He ate unclean and he tried to murder disciples. He tried to murder the disciples because they did not want to drink of the devil's cup. They tried to come after them, and they did. They did. They did. And the king thought he was doing well, pleasing Yahuwah, but he was pleasing the devil. We got people like that in reality. Let's go here real quick, man. When we're dealing with the spiritual aspect of eating now, okay, which fit with the physical. Okay, we're dealing with that right now. I mean, these people were tortured by these people that eat pork and eat anything they want to eat, especially the king. So they call it Inquisition. Okay, they tortured these people, fellas. And so there's a couple of things I want to read out here. All right, let me go back in the beginning. I think I'm tripping. Hold on. Chapter 1. Give me a minute. Okay. Okay, I'm going to read from the beginning. I'm very patient. We got to read some time in the beginning to, get back on things. So First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Khatum, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians, and Madai, that he reigned in his stead the first over Yuan, and made many wars and won many strongholds. Excuse me. And murdered the kings of the earth, and went through the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations, so the earth was quiet before him. Whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up. Keep this in mind. It's about this certain dude, this cat. This certain king. Verse 4. And he gathered a mighty strongholds and ruled over countries and nations, okay, and kings, who became tributaries unto him. Doesn't that sound like somebody that we know? Doesn't that sound like King Nimrod? That represents the modern Illuminati, the people that own our banks, they almost everything in the earth. Okay, let's get going, fellas. Okay, verse 5. And after these things, he felt sick and perceived they should die, wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died. Okay, so he died, right? Let's keep going. And the servants bore rule in everyone his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. Verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been host of Rome. And he reigned in the 137 years of the kingdom of Yahuwah. And those days went there out of Yashrael wicked men, right, who chased or persuaded many, saying, let us go and cut a covenant with the heathen. With the heathen. What do heathens eat? Fellas, they eat unclean meat. Keep that in mind. What do heathens worship? They worship deities. And what do they drink the cup of? The devils. Okay? And they like to mix truth into lies. Right? Spiritual eating. They like to eat anything. Hello. Okay? And it's not to hate heathen. I don't hate heathens at all. It's just speaking facts. Right? Keep that in mind. Okay? So I'm going to reread verse 11. These were wicked men. I wonder what they under this brother, this new dude named Atochus. They probably under Atochus, this king, right? Those days went there out of Yashua, wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and cut a covenant with the heathen that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward, Aaron, that they went to the king, who gave them license to after the ordinances of the heathen. Doesn't that sound tradition of men? Doesn't that sound like holidays? We can eat they eat certain things for holidays, fellas? Yes. Religion? Yes. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen. Okay, doesn't it sound like gym rooms today? Did you notice that? The gyms we go to, that's part of the heathen, fella. I'm not saying going to gym rooms is sin, but I just let y'all know that the gym rooms originated from that. You notice you got certain names like Pictico. They called it the buttocks. I forget. But those are Greek words. Those are like, just want to let y'all know, fellas. You're like, damn. Yeah, I know. Okay. Verses 15. And made themselves uncircumcised. What does that mean again? You don't love Yahuwah. You are uncircumcised. Your heart has not been changed, right? So these are wicked spiritual people now. Okay, keep that in mind. And they left the set apart covenant. I don't want to hear that, right? And joined themselves to the heathen, the wicked people, the heathen, the tradition of men people. Those keep holidays, heathen, okay, or the pagans, and were sold to do trouble. They want to start some bullshit, right? They want to start some trouble, right? Now, when the kingdom was established, set before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Egypt, that he might have dominion over 2 realms. Wherefore he entered to Egypt, momentum on with the great multitude, with chariots and elephants and horsemen and great navy, right? And made war against Ptolemy, king of Egypt, or Metrodon, but Ptolemy was afraid of him and ran and fled, and many were wounded to death. Thus they gathered the strong city in the land of Eternal Egypt, and he took the spoils thereof. Verse 20. And after that, Antiochus had smitten Egypt, he returned again in 143rd year, and went up against Yashrael, Yahuwah's people, Yashrael, the nation, and Jerusalem with a great multitude. Okay. Verse 21. And entered proudly into the sanctuary and took away the golden altar and the menorah. Man, the menorah represents what? The feast days. Okay, of light and all the vessels thereof. Look at that. His brother's just robbing people. He just taking over. You know what I'm saying? But I bet you his brother was eating unhealthy. Come on, let's keep going. And the table of the showbread and the pouring vessels and the vials and the censers of gold and the vial, the crown, and the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he poured off. He also took the silver and the gold and the precious vessels. Also, he took the hidden treasures which he found. And when he had taken all away, he went in his own land, having a great massacre. What is massacre? Anarchy. Okay. What does anarchy mean? Against authority or righteousness. Right? Had spoken very proudly. Therefore, there was a great mourning or sadness in Yashua in every place where they were, so that the princes and elders mourned, the virgins and young men were made weak or feeble, and the beauty of women were changed. Right? Every bridegroom took up lamentation, and she that sat in the marriage chamber was in heaviness or depression. Right? The land also was moved for inhabitants thereof, and all the house of Yaakov was covered with confusion. What does that mean, fellas? What I said earlier in Corinthians chapter 10, you cannot drink the cup of the devils and the cup of Yah. Confusion. They probably was forced to keep religion and truth. This dude took over and this multitude of people. I bet you money this brother was religious, okay? And I know he ate unhealthy a lot, okay? But he probably ate healthy too at times. Maybe he did. But let's keep going. And after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute into the cities of Yahud, who came into Jerusalem with a great multitude and spoke peaceable words unto them, but was all deception, deceit, right? For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore and destroyed much people of Yashrael. Look at that. Okay. And when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire and pulled down the houses and walls thereof on every side. But the women and children took they captive and possessed the cattle, taking landmarks, for they were taking land. Hello. See that? They're not supposed to do that. This brother's a thief. Okay, and a man's a murderer. They built it, they then built they the city of David with a great and strong wall and with mighty towers and made a stronghold for them. Verse 34. And they put therein a sinful nation. Look at that. Wicked men, and fortified themselves therein. They stored it also with armor and victuals. What is victuals? Food. Keep that in mind. Food, right? And when they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, they laid them up there, and so they became a sore snare. For it was a place to lie in wait against the sanctuary, and an evil adversary of Yashrael to Yashrael. Thus they shed innocent blood on every side of the sanctuary, and defiled it. Verse 38. So much so that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them, whereupon the city was made an habitation of strangers, and became strange to those that were born, and her own children left her. Her sanctuaries lay waste like a wilderness. Her feasts were turned to mourning. Her Sabbath to reproach, her honor into contempt. And when it's talking about her, it's talking about Yashrael, Yahuwah's wife, one of his chosen ones. Figure of speech, his people. Okay, they got taken over by wicked men. Okay, let's continue, fellas. And as when her esteem, so was her dishonor increased, and her excellency was turned into mourning. Moreover, King Atochus wrote to his own kingdom that all should be one people. You see that? He wanted them to be in his religion, fellas. They wanted them to eat what they eat as well. They wanted them to be hypocrites and to compromise religion. Doesn't that sound like today's time where they say it doesn't matter religion you're from, it doesn't matter what you eat, you still worship God. Fellas, y'all not here before? Let's keep going. Everyone should leave his laws. Oh, to leaving laws? Everyone should leave his laws. That is saying you can live like a fool. You can live wicked. And you know what's funny? We got that going on today. But doesn't relate to what you eat. Let's keep going. So all the heathen agreed. Look at that. They agreed according to the commandments of the king. What king? Atochus. Atochus. This remind me of these presidents that we vote for, which we should be voting with. This remind me of the elite. They give us food, unclean food, and eat it, and we're okay with that. Come on. They give us religions. Come on. Now we want people, fellas. That's why did they call it United States of America? Why did they call it one nation, one united? It's bullshit. Okay? Come on, fellas. Okay? Verse 43. Yeah. Many also of Yashrael consented or agreed to his religion. Did you just hear that? Did y'all just hear that? Let's read verse 43 again, please. Yeah, many also of Yashrael agreed or consented to his religion. In other words, they want to drink the cup of the devils, the Yashraelites. They want to eat anything because the king got the one to do that. And sacrifice unto idols. What does that mean? Holidays. And profane the Sabbath. Where that come from today? We got people working on the Sabbath day now. We got people going out on the Sabbath day, screwing people, just doing things, all types on the clubs on Saturday. For the king had sent the book by messengers into Jerusalem and the cities of Yehud, that they should follow the strange laws of the land. What are strange laws today, fellas? What are strange laws? I got one for you. You can, the law says you have to work when he wants you to work, you get fired. That's strange laws, right? The strange law says you cannot go and preach the word of Yah in a Christmas day, like in the White House. They put you in prison. Y'all get the point? Another strange law is you can't even listen. You can't even preach in a certain spot outside in public. That's not strange laws. Hello. They even have strange laws that you got to eat pork. Listen. Look at the commercials. Look at the movies. We got people eating pork in movies. That's strange law. They say in order to make your money, you got to eat pork in movies. Blah 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 blah. Right? Let's keep going. Right? Come on, y'all. Come on. That they should follow strange laws of the land, and forbid burnt offerings, sacrifice, drink offerings in the temple. See that? See that? They want them to stop pleasing Yahuwah. Let's keep going. That they should profane the Sabbath and feast days. Come on. Come on. That's where holidays came in from, holidays. And pollute sanctuary and set apart people, set up altars of Asher and Asherah poles, okay, chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts. Fellas, what's that saying? They want to sacrifice them to eat them. Hello. Y'all see the point? So that's a depiction that Antiochus loves pork. And he wants them to eat pork and sacrifice them. That sounds like Easter, fellas. Why did they eat pork on Easter? Because the boar or the pork had actually came after who? Nimrod. He was ate up in pieces by a pig. That's what he ate a pig for. Avenging Nimrod. Fellas, y'all hearing this? It's a true story. What you eat is what's going to affect you as a person. It affects you. It's who you are and your character. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Look at that. Got on the pig and eating now. Got on eating habits. Boy. So sacrifice swine's flesh, and unclean beasts. Right? Set up altars. Well, I read that. That they should also leave their children uncircumcised. In other words, take them to school and don't teach them how to know Yahuwah. Take them to class and make them eat lunch food. A pork and lunch. And did y'all know this is how the schools came up? This is how the schools came up. You're like, what? Yep, this is how the schools came up. And did y'all know the schools we go to, they feed us some nasty shit? Have y'all been to grammar school when you go to lunchroom and you don't like that you don't like their pork sandwiches, you don't like their lasagna, it tastes weird, and you know how y'all get sick eating their lunch food? Well, I hate to tell this, but their lunch food is chemicalized so bad. It's like eating roast spray. Now, get me wrong, you may have some cases where some high schools got some good tasty lunches, but majority of them, let's not get it twisted. Okay. Look at that. And make their souls abominable. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Make their souls abominable. Make their souls unacceptable against Yahuwah. That's what it's saying. With all manner of uncleanness and profanation. To the end, they might forget the Torah and change their ordinances. Fellas, y'all getting this? And whosoever will not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die. That's a threat. Fellas, no joke. You see this? What you eat is going to affect others and yourself. I'm telling you. What you eat spiritually is going to affect other folks' spirits. How you do it? This dude want them to leave Yah. He want them to live secular. He want them to live like how we live in today's time. When average person go to school, go to work on a Sabbath day, live life, go to TikTok, make naked picture TikTok, go to Facebook, do some bullshit, do gossiping, fornicate, commit adultery, become religious, become a hypocrite, compromise, keeping holidays, murdering people. You got a cases hidden. You escape prison. Blah 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 blah. That's what he wants them to do. And he wants you to eat unclean. Hello. And change the ordinances, verse 50. And whoever will not do according to the command of the king Antiochus, he said he should die. In the self-same manner wrote he into the whole kingdom and appointed over all the people, commanded cities of Yahoo, sacrificed city by city. Then many of the people, verse 52, excuse me, were gathered to them, to wit, everyone that forsook the Torah, right? And so they committed evils in the land and drove Yahshua to secret places, even wheresoever they could not flee for help. Look at that. They couldn't even flee for help. Look at that. Okay. Now, in the 15th day of the month Clef, in the 145th year, they set the abomination of desolation upon the altar and built idol altars throughout the cities of Yahuwah on every side. What is the sign today? Church. And what do people eat when they go to church? They eat unclean food. Fellas, this is today's time. Thanks to Antiochus, this brother right here. This is deep stuff, man. And burnt sins at the doors of the houses and the streets. And when they had ripped in pieces the book of the Torah, which they found, they burnt it with fire. So they'll burn up the scriptures. Okay. Now you may say, brother, what does that do with eating? I really would do with eating. First of all, King Antiochus ain't unclean. He was unclean. He did come to the devil and his people, and he called Yahshua to do the exact same way. So I know what I'm reading. Oh yeah, I know this is a perfect chapter. You cannot drink the cup of the devils and then drink the cup of Yah. You cannot mix together, fellas. Okay. This is what happens when you eat unclean. When you eat unclean spiritually, this is what happens for people in life. They just everybody live wrong. Most people live wrong because how you doing it is what you do. They follow what you're doing. All right, let's go ahead and continue. Verse 57. And whoso was found with any scriptures of the covenant or of any command or of any commandment to Torah, the king's commandment was, it's okay, that they should put him to death. So look, check this out. Well, in other words, if they found you eating clean, you keep the command, murder you. What does it sound like? The Dark Ages. Okay. These folks eat unclean. They don't care about you at all. Listen, they don't care about you. Verse 58. Thus did they, by the authority of Yahshua every month, to as many as were found in cities. Verse 59. Now the 5 and 20th day of the month they did sacrifice upon the idol altar, which upon the altar of Yahuwah, where there was mixed worshiping. There was mixed worshiping. There was mixed worshiping. There was mixed worshiping. They put an idol in a damn sanctuary to please Yahuwah. That's what they did. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Thanks to this brother who ate unclean, he was unclean, and it made them want to be unclean, just like him. He was acting like a god. That's what he was doing. He was acting like Yahuwah, an evil Yahuwah. That's what he's acting like. Okay? He wanted these people to profane, the ways of their spirit. Verse 60, at which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women that had caused their children to be what? Circumcised. And they hanged the infants about the necks and rifled their houses and slew them that had circumcised them. Look at that. Look at that. They hang their babies. They lynch them. You know what lynch mean? You take a body hanging on a tree with a rope chopping your neck till you're dead. That's called lynch. You hang like a bell. That's what it did to the babies, fellas. All because they ate unclean, and they ate unclean spiritual things. Fellas, y'all need to listen to me. Leave your goddamn religion. Leave your unclean eating habits. If you do that, the world will become better and you will be saved. Now you may say, well, brother, I got my own church, I got my own pastor. Listen, I don't care. Quit making excuses for your damn religions and your unclean habits, eating. This brother hung up babies. Okay, this dude's religious. Religious. He had no life in him. He had no breath in him. He had nothing. He had nothing but vanity. And he wanted to take over the people. We got people like that today's time. We got these presidents, these vice presidents. You think your Joe Biden would care for you? You think Joe Biden would help you to come to Yahuwah? Or Donald Trump? Or Ulysses Grant? Or Andrew Monroe? Barack Obama? George Washington? James, I mean, the name before the president was president before. Nixon? You think that would help us to eat right and to come to Yahuwah? No. No. They care about money and they care about power and false speeches and double speech. You think they care about us? If they did, then why the hell we got unclean food in this damn earth? Huh? Why do we have churches still being built up? They eat unclean and they're keeping us deceived. Don't you think we should make a stand against these things by coming to Yahuwah? Man, this is personal, man. They hung up the damn babies. Oh my goodness, this brother was wicked. This was a wicked dude. I'm telling you, in verse 61, read it again. They hanged the infant, the babies, man, about their necks and rifled their houses and slew them. They had circumcised. They were shooting their houses down, breaking houses, which is called plunder. Plunder means a violent theft. They was plundering the land. They were looting. Okay. Howbeit, Manny and Yashua were fully resolved and confirmed themselves not to eat unclean things. Oh, really? Right, because they know the truth. Right. Let's continue. Wherefore, the rather to die, they might not be defiled with meats. What does that mean? Eat unclean food, right? And that they might not profane the set apart covenant. So they died. So they died. That's good. They died for Yahuwah. Some did. In other words, they didn't want to follow Atochus. They wanted to follow Yahuwah, and they died for that, which is perfect. And there was great wrath upon Yashrael. I feel like keep going because even chapter 2 is compared to chapter 1. It gets deep in chapter 2. Verse 1. First Maccabees. It says, in those days arose Matthew, the son of Yehukanan. They're talking, oh, Matthew? Oh, that's a brother in the book of Matthew. No, that's the same brother. Matthew. Oh, look at this. The son of Shimeon, a priest of the sons of Yerud, from Jerusalem, which dwelt in Modin. And he had 5 sons, Yehukanan called Cadus, Shimon called Tishah, Yehuda, who were called by Kabul, Latzar called Abram, and Yehukanan, Jonathan or Jonathan, whose surname was Aphus. And when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Yehud and Jerusalem, he said, woe is me, wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people and of my Kadu city, and to dwell there. When it was delivered into the hand of the enemy and the sanctuary into the hand of the strangers, her temple has become as a man without a stain. You know what's funny about this reading? Take a trip to Africa. Go eastern, Jerusalem. That's Jerusalem down there. But you know what's funny about Jerusalem? It is desolate right now, fellas. Did y'all know that? It's desolate. You know who allowed that? The history. There's gonna be time that it's gonna be restored. It's gonna be a perfect land, a new Jerusalem, all over. Okay, let's keep going here. Um, Verse 9, her esteemed vessels are carried away into captivity, her infants are slain in the streets, her young man with the sword of the enemy. What nation has not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils? All her ornaments are taken away as a free one, meaning the beauty of Yashrael, how we're supposed to dress appropriately. Ornaments, that's what that means. Women wear jewelry. Men, they dress appropriate. That's the biggest piece of ornaments, not Christmas decorations, fellas, please, not that. Okay, a free woman, she's become a bond servant. Verse 12, and behold, our sanctuary, okay, even our beauty and our esteem is laid waste, and other nations have profaned it. Okay, and the other nations have profaned it. To what end shall we live any longer? And Matthew, Mattatyahu, and his sons. Hope y'all listening, because this is a modern time. What I'm reading is a modernist. This is a modern time that has happened, and it's going to get worse in the future. It happened in ages. Y'all think it's a joke? Y'all better prepare yourselves and repent and get strength. I'm telling you, and eat right. Eat spiritual things that's positive for you. Promise you, you'll make it. You make it to the kingdom. Okay? It says, rent their clothes and put on sackcloth and mourn very sore. In the meanwhile, the king's officers, such as force or compel the people to revolt. What does revolt mean? What does revolt mean? Revolt. It means to rise in rebellion. Look at that. Came to the city of Modin, made them sacrifice. Right? Verse 16. And when many of Yashrael came into them, Matthew also and his sons came together. And answered the king's officers and said to Mattatyahu, Matthew and his wives, you are a ruler, and an honorable and a great man in this city, and strengthened with sons and his brethren. Now here go the king talk to Matthew here. He's like, man, brother, you sing good, bro. You know what I'm saying? You want to come with me, man? You know what I'm saying? That's what he's telling you. You think Matthew going to oblige? You think he's going to oblige to get unclean with his brother and those who land apostate to leave you? Let's find out. Verse 18. Now, therefore, come you first and fulfill the king's commandment. Look at that. He's like, yeah, you too. Yeah, you Mr. Strong Guy. Yeah, you and your family. Yeah, come over here and come. You're gonna clean with us and live like an American. Or live like a citizen in Ghana. Or live like a citizen in another specific nation. Come live worldly with us. Come live world. Come be part of a new confederation. What does confederate mean? What does confederation mean? Y'all think it's a joke tonight. Confederate. That means to join by an agreement or treaty. Treaty. Why do you see why do you see people that live worldly and live the way of Americas, like the way of the nation? Because they are confederate. They are confederate. They underneath the confederacy of the treaty, fella. They underneath the signed bills. Okay? They even under no constitution. Okay, they under the gay sex marriage. They underneath you can marry your dog, your cat, your broom, bigamy, all this bullshit, right? That's called being under confederacy treaty. A person one works with, especially in something secret or illegal. Fellas, y'all not understanding me at all. It says illegal or secret. Don't not America have secrecies? Do not our goddamn restaurants got secrets? Yes. Yes. Look at the commercials again. They're not telling you about their burgers like that. But good thing I found out. They're not gonna tell you what they put in their burger. They want you to just buy it. To kill you off. Yeah, you're a ruler, right? Right, right. Verse 17, verse 18. Now, therefore, come. Yeah, come. Yeah, you too. Yeah, Matthew. And fulfill the king's commandment. Come be confederate. Come in this new confederacy. Like as all the heathen have done. Look, yeah, and the men of Yehuda also. And such as remain at Jerusalem, so shall you and your house be in the number of the king's friends. So he wanted him to be in friendship with Atoch's people, like mixed friendship, like false friendships. He wanted him to have a Facebook mentality. Y'all not getting this. He wants them to eat like the people. What? You think Matthew's going to budge? Let's find out. And you and your children shall be honored with gold and silver and many rewards. Fellas, are y'all getting this? He said, if you come and be confederate with me, if you be underneath the system, because I'm king of Tochus, you will be favored with gold and rewards and silver. You know what I mean of today's time? We got people that get rewarded when they bought their babies. We got people that get rewarded when they become religious. They say, oh, God's going to bless you, give you Jesus, and you're going to be a new pastor and all this bullshit. This is like the same thing. They got these people teaching the church specific things that they want the masses to hear versus what they don't want them to hear. That's called spiritual eating. Remember I said spiritual eating? You can't drink a couple of the devils. So they're making them drink a couple of the devils, but I'm giving them spiritual truth, right? What makes them think they are giving truth because they pastor. Oh, it's Pastor John or Pastor Ricky or Sir Father Joseph, the Catholic priest. Get the hell out of here. No, you feed us bullshit a lot every Sunday. And that's what King Atochus want Matthew to do. He want him to eat spiritual negative food. So like the rest of them. Let's keep going. Verse 19. Matthew answered and spoke with a loud voice. Well, he spoke loud. He's like, I ain't doing that. Right? How many of y'all know that's bold to keep you whole even if things get worse? They're going to still keep you whole? Huh? Though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him and fall away, everyone from the agreement of their dads. What dads he's talking about? Oh, Abraham's sons. Remember y'all? Remember that guys from the Old Testament? Remember? They kept the commandments. Isaac, Jacob. That's dads, fathers, right? Is he going and give consent to his commandments? Yet, when I, my sons and my brethren, walk in the covenant of our dads. And he said, in other words, I ain't doing shit for you, brother. I ain't gonna do a damn thing. You can murder me, you want to. I'm not gonna change my mind. He says in verse 20. And I love Matthew's boldness. He said, I'm going to keep eating clean food. You're not going to change me for eating clean food. Verse 21, far be it that we should forsake the Torah and the ordinances. We will not hearken to the king's words to go from our agreement to, either on the right hand or the left. Look at that. Now, when Matthew was done talking these words, there came one of the Yahudim in the sight of all the sacrifice on the altar, which was at Modim, according to the king's commandment, which thing when Matthew saw, he was inflamed with zeal. Matthew wasn't in the park. Come on. And his mind trembled, neither could he forbear to show his anger according to judgment. Wherefore he ran and slew him upon the altar. Also the king's commissioner, who forced me to sacrifice, he killed at the time, and the altar he pulled down. Okay, in other words, Matthew was killing people that tried to destroy Yahuwah's sanctuary at the time. But we are sanctuary today's time. Let's not get that mixed up with church, fellas. There's something about no damn church. It's about a temple. The temple, like the book of Leviticus, remember the temple, the altars, remember that. That's what we're talking about. Not the GOCC, God of Church in Christ, or these stupid ass Catholic churches. No, he wasn't talking about that. So y'all probably like, oh, he says sanctuary. No, it's about the temple. The temple, okay, not the institution or the church. That have nothing to do with anything here. Okay, I'm glad to say that too. He killed the time, and the altar he pulled down. Thus dealt he zealously for the Torah of Yahuwah, like Peanak did to Zimri, the son of Shalom. Matthew cried throughout the city's loud voice, saying, whosoever zeals of the Torah and maintains the covenant, let him follow me. Look at that. So he and his sons fled into the mountains and left all that they ever had in the city. Wow. It's like Resident Evil, man. I'm telling you, like zombies. Then many that sought after justice, and justice went down into the wilderness to dwell there, both they and their children and their women, and their cattle became, because afflictions and increased sore upon them, so things get worse. Okay. Now, when it was told the king's servants and the host that was in Jerusalem and the city of Daud, that certain men who had broken the king's commandments were going down into the secret place of the wilderness. Okay, so they're trying to find safety. Verse 32, and they pursued after them a great number, having overtaken, they encamped against him and made war against him on the Sabbath. Look at that, on the Sabbath day, they even tried to murder these followers of Yahuwah. Look at that. Once again, what you eat unclean is going to affect you and your spirit. I'm telling you, fellas, it's time to eat clean. It's time to eat clean spiritually. It's time to question your pastors. It's time to leave your church and come to the reality of Yahuwah. If you want to be serious, email me. I do immersions. Like I said before, baptisms. Y'all might call it baptisms. Don't hesitate. Okay. Verse 33, and they said to them, let them which you have done near or hitherto suffice. Come forth and do according to the commandment of the king, and you shall live. They keep talking this thing, this to follow the commandment of the king. Like, it's crazy out here. The commandments of the king, right? But they said, we will not come forth, neither will we do the king's commandment to profane the Sabbath, right? Good boldness. So then they gave them the battle with all speed. Howbeit they answered them not, neither cast a stone at them, nor stopped the places where they lay hid, but said, thus die in all our innocency, the Shamiyahu and earth will testify for us that you put us to death wrongfully. Okay. So they rose up against them in battle on the Sabbath. Wow. And they slew them with the women and children and their cattle to the number of 1,000 people. Wow. That's a sad story. Now when Matthew and his friends understood thereof, they mourned for them right sore. And one of them said to another, if we all do as our brothers have done and fight not for our lives and tour against the heathen, they will now quickly root us out of the earth or take us out, right? At the time, therefore, they decreed, saying, whosoever should come make battle with us on the Sabbath, we will fight against him. Neither we die all, as our brethren that were murdered in secret places. Then came there into him a company of Hasidians, who are mighty men of Yashrael, even all such as were voluntarily devoted to the Torah. Also, all they that fled for persecution joined themselves into them and were a state unto them. So they joined their forces and smote sinful men in their anger and wicked men in their wrath, but the rest fled to the heathen for help. Wow. Then Matthew and all his friends went round about and pulled down the altars and what children soever they found within the coast of Yashua uncircumcised, those they circumcised valiantly. They pursue or chase also after the proud men and will work prosper in their hand. So they recovered the Torah out of the hand of the other nations, out of the hand of the kings. Neither suffered they the sinner to triumph. Now when the time drew near that Matthew should die, and he said to his sons, now has pride and rebuke and strength, in the time of destruction and the wrath of any nation. Now therefore, my sons, be zealous for the Torah and give your lives for the covenant of your dads. Call to remembrance that call to remembrance what acts our dads or quote fathers did did in their time. So shall you receive great honor and everlasting name. Was not Abraham found loyal in temptation and was imputed into for righteousness? Joseph, in the time of his distress, kept the commandments and was made Lord of Egypt. Nikak, our dad, and being zealous and fervent, and obtained the covenant of everlasting priesthood. Yahusha, fulfilling the word that was made a judge in Yashrael. Caleb, for bearing witness before the assembly, received heritage of the land. David, for being merciful, possessed the throne of the everlasting kingdom. Eliyahu, being zealous and fervent for the Torah or commandments, was taken up into Shemayahu. Kanayahu, Azariah, and Machiel, by agreeing, were saved out of the flame. Verse 60, and Daniel for innocency was delivered from the mouth of lions. And thus consider you throughout all ages that none of them put their trust in shall be overcome. Fear not then the words of a sinful man, for his sustain should be doo-doo or tongue and worms. Right, exactly. Verse 63, today he should be lifted up, and tomorrow shall not be found, because he has returned into his dust, and his thought is come to nothing. Therefore, you, my sons, be valiant. Valiant means like being courageous, valiant, and show yourself men in the behalf of the Torah, for by it shall you attain esteem. And behold, I know that your brother Shimeon is a man of counsel. Give ear unto him always. He should be a dad to you. As for Yehuda Maccabah, he has been mighty and strong, even from his youth up. Let him be your captain and fight the battle for the people. Take also unto you and all the people and all those that observe the Torah, and avenge you the wrong of your people. Recompense for the heathen, and take heed to the commandments of the Torah. So he favored them, and he was gathered to his dads, and he died in 146th year. And his sons buried him in the sepulchres of his dads in Modin. And Yahshua made a great lamentation for him. So it's funny that Matthew passed away. I think he got killed or murdered by Atochus people, or maybe died in old age. But let me say that I know there's a lot of reading going on, and I hope that you understand the concept behind reading a lot of this, because fellas, drinking the cup of the devils and mixing the cup of Yah, like, going both ways, plays a role hand in hand. So, for example, we have America. America claims, they say, God bless America. Listen, fellas, don't let that deceive you. You may say, brother, you're going too far. Yeah, I'm going too far. I need to go far, because you need to understand this. Just because they say God bless America, don't mean a damn thing. American power, okay? They don't worship Yah. They claim they do, and they eat anything. They eat unclean food. That's why we eat unclean things. What affects listen, what you do is going to affect the masses. I read a good example right in this chapter. There was a man that came. He took over Yashrael. He took over the sanctuary. He was unclean. He ate unclean. His people ate unclean. He got most of the people, Yashraelites, to leave Yah, eat unclean with him, right? Misuse the commandments now. Don't want to keep the commandments anymore. Live like a heathen, right? And now he rules over the people. So drinking cup of the devils, we sacrifice our lives to Satan. And see, this reminds me of the celebrities. Celebrities drink the cup of the devil's a lot, don't they? They sacrifice their lives at a certain time of the year. They make all that money, and they die at a certain year, right? No different with the institutions. They drink the cup of the devils. They drink the cup of Yah. They may teach you things, but then they drink a cup of the devils. It doesn't come together like that. Yehovians don't like when people mixing. That's why you have to choose one path: eat healthy, live right, or eat unhealthy, live wrong. Right? Can't go both. This brother went both. He claimed, "Oh, yeah, hey, come to me, eat unclean, blah blah blah." He was acting religious. He was a religious man, trying to make it like he was worshiping Yahuwah. He caused a lot of deaths. This is no joke, man. Okay, and see, that's what spiritual eating gets people to. When you eat spiritually bad eating, like eating spiritual food, this is what happens. People live wicked, and they will eat spiritual things negatively as well, because you're doing it. Almost done. Let's go to the book of Luke. The book of Luke. We're dealing more about eating spiritually, right? That was a heck of a story that I read. That was powerful, and I understood. I hope y'all did too. right. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go to Luke chapter 18 and let's go to verse 22. All right. It's another example when we eat things negatively and we care about the things of the world. Right. Now, when Yahusha heard these things, he said to him, yet like you one thing, sell all that you have and share it to the poor. Right. And you have treasure in Shamayahu. Come and follow me. Right. Check this out. And when he heard this, he was sorrowful. You do want to hear what he was trying to tell him? You know what that means? He said, brother, you crazy. I ain't doing that. Sorrowful. Or he probably just felt bad, but he just didn't want to do it. Okay, he probably respected what he was telling, but he didn't want to do it. In other words, the rich man, he was stuck in his ways, and he wanted to eat unclean. I know he ate unclean. This brother wanted he probably was religious too. You get rich folks that's religious too, man. They know they don't want to share one penny to a poor person. Have y'all noticed that? Let's keep going, man. For he was very rich. Verse 24. And when Yahushua saw that he was very sorrowful, he said, how hardly shall they have riches enter into the kingdom of Yahweh? Right? Excuse me. For it is easier for a rope to go through the needle's eye than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of Yah. And obviously, we're talking about two different paths. The straight path, which is about the needle's eye, that's what we're talking about, like the straight path. It's easy. But the broad way, it's hard for them to go to the deep narrow path because they ignore that. It's like, you got a lot of folks ignore the righteous person. They think you weird, but they listen to everybody else. That's what he's talking about. And it's also talking about drinking the cup of the devil versus drinking the cup of Yah. Okay, going to the kingdom. He said, sell everything. And I'm sure he didn't do that. He didn't want to do that. Okay, so this is one example of eating anything spiritually, and we can't do that, fellas. We cannot do that. It is dangerous. We have to eat the right things of Yah, eat the things of Yah, like to eat the word, eating the word, reading and digesting it, you learning it, you remembering it, keeping the feast days. That's eating things of Yah, keeping the feast days. Okay, loving others. That's eating the ways of action. You eating, you diet, you growing in truth. Okay, all right. Let's go to 1 Peter chapter 2. Okay. Now this is the opposite. This is about eating clean again. It's about eating clean spiritually. Okay, eating clean spiritually. You want to eat clean. You don't want to eat unclean. Guarantee to eat clean spiritually, you will live. You will live. You will make it. You make it to the kingdom of Yahweh. You got to run no more depths. Okay, you'll be living well. 1 Peter chapter 2. All righty. Let me just go back here. Excuse me again. Post that book. There we are. 1 Peter chapter 2, and let's go to verses 2. Okay. 1 Peter 2, verse 2, it says, as newborn babies desire the sincere milk of the word that you may grow. Okay, thereby. Okay, what is that saying? Spiritual food. When you knew in the truth and you read the word constantly, it's like you're drinking milk. That's a metaphor of reading the word in the beginning stages. You're learning. Okay. Verse 3, if so be you have tasted that the word of Yah is favorable. Okay. So we know it's about eating spiritually in a positive manner. Okay, this like eating. This is like eating plants, eating herb, even eating clean meat. And what happens when you eat like that? You'll live longer, fellas. You'll live longer in the physical, but in the spiritual. If you eat the right things of Yah, if you eat His truth, enjoy it. Okay, you will live eternal with Yah. Okay, doesn't make any sense. Okay. On the contrary, this is why we have a lot of crime that goes on, fellas. We have a lot of crime because people eat things spiritually in a negative, meaning people want to decide to put these tattoos in their body. They want to be in the gang. You know, they want to call sacrilegious. They want to be religious. They want to deceive other people, but they are so into what they believe in. They don't want to leave that and test it. And see, this is why we have a lot of hypocrisy. We have a lot of molestations. We have orgies. We have threesomes. We have people. Man, fellas, y'all, I really hope y'all get the point behind that. This all comes from what we are putting in our body. We can't just put anything in our body. It's going to make us very sick. And we put anything in our body. I'm telling you, we have to take care. That's why we get people got disrespect towards each other. Oh my God, disrespect to each other. We got people want to fight really fast or one mistake you did. We got people that's driving out there in the streets, honking at you over red light, all types of shit. You can name it. It's crazy out here. It is crazy out here. People impatient, people divorced for a mistake. People just it is crazy out here. All because of what we eating. And I wonder why this world is filled with wickedness. And they give us this stuff to eat. And I wonder why we just become like zombies. Zombies. We don't listen no more. We don't too much listen. But we sure listen to negativity in our TV and our cell phones and our damn tablets and our laptops and our desktop computer, and we still eat unclean. No wonder why we're so lazy. We can't even get our ass up and get a job. Can't even take care of our family. And I wonder why women leaving their husbands for another one, because the first husband don't want to do shit. And he's so lazy, but he sure ain't lazy to watch his porn. Come on now. Or she ain't lazy to watch her porn, right? Don't want to read the scripture. Don't even want to study the scriptures. But you want to sit here and can't wait till Christmas comes to eat that damn pig and shit. The game on weight and dying off. Yeah, I'm sorry. I have to sound a little tough right now, but it is what it is. Sometimes we have a wake-up call to really get inspired to stop what we're doing and come to the Father, man. And be real and repent of our sins and confess them out. A couple of more we done. Let's go to Mark chapter 15. No, chapter 7. I'm tripping. Chapter 7, or it's a chapter hold on, let me see. Yeah, so it's chapter 7. Okay. Okay. All righty. Yep. So let's go get on verse 13. This is eat unclean. Eat unclean spiritually. It says, making the word of Yahuwah of no effect, meaning that people don't want to live the word. They just let it be right there. They don't want to do nothing about it. See, making the word of Yah of no effect. And then it says, through your tradition, Tradition has to do with what? Religion. Okay. Practices of religion, the practices of unclean eating spiritually. Okay. Which you have delivered, and many such things like things do here. Okay. And the funny thing is, when we practice that, when we keep drinking the cups of the devil, eating unclean things, we belong to the enemy. No different. When we keep eating unhealthy physically, we will die early physically. Does it make any sense? That's my point. So once again, when we eat spiritually negatively, we die early spiritually. Think about it, right? We have no eternal life with Yah. But when we eat physically unclean, we die early in the physical. It's almost the same connection. So we know traditions is it's like how people gave us food, trash to eat, and we have all types of diseases. That's like the same thing spiritually. Listen, what makes me laugh is it's interesting because it's funny. It just made me think about the schools they do. Like, oh, that's so good. I need to stretch. This kind of remind me of the schools. These Catholic schools they come out with. They are trip. They trying to make us good citizens. Are you sure about that? There's a movie called Doubt. Watch the movie. It's a good movie. It's a very good movie. And it's about this Catholic priest. He was, just watch it. And it's funny, they condone the church all the time. They say, man, you go to church now, man, that's what's up. I find that funny. But when people go to the church, they are wicked as much as sinners. No offense. This is real. This is facts. Okay. They go there. Okay. They may seem nice, but deep down they're not nice. Because when you try to tell them something, they want to argue. It happens all the time. You may have like 4% of people out of these so-called pastors or members of the church, they might listen to you. 4%, in my opinion. That's a bad percentage. But they're so stuck in their ways. They love eating their barbecue pork. I mean, in other words, they cannot stop being a Christian. Okay? All they want to do is argue with you. They want to claim I'm right, you're wrong, and I'm better, you weak. They want to say all this crap, but what's funny, you have the book in your hand, reading it to them. They want to believe. They won't even agree with what you're saying. You see my point? Because they eat a lot of unclean food, unclean spiritual food. They eat too much of it. Okay? That's like being addicted to your, let me see what's something that's very unclean. It's like being addicted to pork skin. Like pork, no, they're not. Yeah, pork cracklings. Y'all heard about that? It tastes so good. Y'all can't stop eating that damn thing. Y'all like that every day. Y'all put your little hot sauce on the pork skin, the dry pork skin. It's so good. Y'all just they can tell you it's so bad for you. You're like, it tastes so good. I can't stop eating it. It tastes good, but that good is gonna lead you to a quick death. I'm telling you, fellas, a quick death. One more area, and we are done. We are done after this. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians, chapter 3. 2 Thessalonians, chapter 3. Go to a couple of verses right here. verse 11. Verse 14 to 15. We're dealing with spiritual eating, remember? So, man, we're dealing with spiritual eating. And it's funny, this is a point. The reason we're going to this one, I read it because it's so personal that sometimes we got to not be around people. Sometimes we just got to, do this to people, just knock them out. Can't have no more conversation with them. Can't have any more connections. We can't marry them. How about that? For we hear, verse 11 from chapter 3, it says, for we hear that there are some, right, which walk among you in a disorderly. What is that saying? They hear what you're saying, but they don't want to follow everything you're doing. You notice that? They betray you. Come on. These are people that eat things spiritually at one point that was positive, but they eat negative spiritual things against Yah. That's what some of. They once heard the truth. Now they decide to eat unclean. They miss that nasty food. They eat that too. See? Working not at all, but are busy bodies. They waited for you to sin so they can judge you. That's what they're saying. And also, when it's talking about working not at all, that's talking about they don't want to work for Yah. They don't want to please Yah anymore. They want to half please Him. In other words, they show up in your apartment in the Sabbath or on your house, but the rest of the week, you always find something what they did and you try to correct them. They get offended. Or they leave you because they tired of you. They tired of you being so serious about the word of Yah. And now they tired even worse because you got married to a set apart man or a woman. Now they hate you even worse now. But that was the same person that came to Yah. Now they get disorderly. Now they become a busybody. Now they expose you. It made one mistake to hopes that the others hate you so that you can become discredited. And like they say, misery loves company. What I'm saying, what the scripture is saying too, let's go to verse 14. It's going to make a lot of sense. And if any man or woman obey not the word or our word by the book, note that man or that woman. Note means to eliminate, get rid of. Don't talk to the person anymore. Cut him or off of your phone. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, emails. But what do people do? Those who eat positive food of Yahuwah, they got friends that eat unclean food. And sometimes those who eat clean food, eat unclean food with those so-called friends. And now they become a hypocrite or an apostate. Then they don't used to pray as much. Now they pray a little bit. Now they keep them in Sabbath in some 7 days. Have you noticed that? All this sound crazy right now. We got to be careful. We cannot eat McDonald's or spiritual McDonald's every day and then eat at home healthy meals. McDonald's represents sinners. McDonald's represent those who once loved Yah but don't love anymore, and they want to treat you like shit. Okay? That's McDonald's spiritually. Let's take McDonald's, spiritual McDonald's, out of our spirit, and let's put in Golden Corral, or let's put in house food instead. Okay, I hope y'all get that metaphor. Note that person and have no company with him or her. Did you hear that? Make no company with him or her. Well, you know what's funny about that? People don't really do that. They see, this is why we lose out. This is how marriages fail. You may got a brother that may be cool with another brother and he hates his wife, but he hangs out with him anyway. Every time he come on, he disrespects his wife and he does nothing about it. And now the wife feels like she's loved less and she leaves him. Y'all get my point? Y'all get my point? We got wives, hello. They friends with 2 other women and they hate Yah and she's into Yah. The 2 women told her that she should leave him, blah, 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 a lot. And when the husband makes mistakes, the wife leaves him now because she got influenced by those 2 women. Y'all get my point? Now she's eating unclean spiritually. Now she left her husband because of some bullshit. Come on now, that's not even approved by Yahuwah for her to leave her man. Okay. We get a lot of goes on Facebook. Yeah, we get a lot of Facebook drama. Please don't give me down. Don't take me there. God damn. We get it's always something, man. You know, let me say this. Look, let me say this real quick. If you're married, people should just leave Facebook. No offense, man. Sometimes you just gotta leave that. If it's giving you problems against your marriage, leave it. Leave Facebook. Leave Instagram. Because there's a lot of folks that eat unclean in Facebook spiritually. We have a lot of damn groups, a lot of religious groups, and they want you to eat unclean. Oh, check this out, check this out, check out this page. Oh, you speak up. I found your husband did this. I found your wife did. They want to always instigate so that you can have divorce, and then now you're back single for like shit, and now you miss your spouse, and now he is not to be found. She not be found. Be careful with the Facebook spiritual negative eaters, in other words, because all they do is eat doo-doo all day, spiritual doo-doo. All they want to cause is bullshit against your family because they jealous. They don't get what you got. So they try to get you in misery because they don't have what you got. It bothers them when they see that you're in a set apart covenant, and they hate that. That's why it says, keep no company with him or her. Stop eating McDonald's and then your house food. You got to choose one of them. Verse 15. Yet count him not as an enemy, but admonish him as a brother. In other words, correct him. But guess what? If they don't, leave him alone. But we try to please everyone. We cannot please them when you're married. If they don't want to come to Yahuwah, leave them alone. Stop trying to hang out with them. Stop. Stop trying to get validation from these people. Oh boy, y'all get me started. Stop getting validations to see if you want to stay in your marriage. They don't even know the business of your marriage. That's called eating their unclean food, and that had nothing to do with you. Stop eating their unclean food. Stay in your lane, eat clean food spiritually. Quit trying to ask for validations from people that don't care about your interests, fellas. Stop. Because when you eat unclean, things will happen in your environment. You're going to lose your family over gossip, over false validation. For example, hey girl, how you feeling? I'm okay. How's your husband? He's all right. I got a concern though. Yeah, I'm listening. He quit his job because he didn't like his back was hurting him. What you think I should do? Girl, you need to leave him. Really? You need to leave him. Because you make more money than him. But I love him. I know, but you need to leave him. You need to get somebody better. But girl, I know he's spiritual. He loved this Yahuwah thing. But did you not tell me 10 years ago that you never want to come to nobody who having a coat? But he treat me leave him. You know what the wife do? She leaves him. If there's another argument, one more argument, then she would have leave him. How many of y'all know what I'm talking about? We got to cut people off that eats unclean. We cannot mix good food and bad food together. It's not going to taste right. You do not want to eat a steak that's not well done and you eat macaroni and cheese and then eat pork. That don't work. That don't work. In other words, spiritually speaking, you cannot eat macaroni and cheese, which is the truth of Yah, figure of speech, but then eat bloody steak, which that's being a Catholic, and then you want to eat pork, which means a Christian. You can't have two religions in there and you live in truth. You can't do that. You can't do it. But people do that all the time. And I wonder why we are so confused of who shall we be with, who shall we talk to, and who should we pray to? Because we've been too involved in other people's eating habits. And we're so curious about, hey man, what's that? Oh man, that's the pork salad, dog. I don't like pork, but I want to try it. You eat that and now you like it. Now you become spiritual, not negatively. Fellas, stop it. Let's stop. Let's repent. What shall we eat? It's the subject. What shall we eat? Let's pray. Our Father, which is in the firmament, set apart by your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in the Shamayahu. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us for all of our sins. For we forgive those who sin against us. Yahuwah, lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all kinds of evil. For yours is your power and your kingdom and your esteem forever and evermore. Father, I'm asking that this word, thank you for this word. I ask that, if I say anything wrong, please forgive me, Yahusha. I ask that this word affect other people watch this video, Father Yah. I'm asking that they be inspired and that they just learn how to just keep your commandments and those things. Father, I ask that you give us a good night, give us a good night's rest. You will give us a very peaceful week on next week, especially myself. I'll be busy pretty much throughout the week. I just catch up with bills, and we don't get done. We're dealing with life, paying bills, paying expenses every month until we are dead, obviously. So maybe it's on tonight, and we love to worship you on tonight. In the name of Yahushua, give honor and praise. So be it.